What's up, everybody? Having some coffee here, caramel in it, over at McDonald's for $1. It's 99 cents on the app, $1.08 with tax. But anyway, really good fight coming up. Crawford versus Canelo. I want to dive into this, take another deep dive off the head, no notes. I'm talking to my phone here, parked in a parking lot at McDonald's, and I want to talk about how I believe these Vegas odds are wrong. Remember De La Hoya versus Pacquiao? I do believe I predicted that fight also on this channel. The receipt should be here. I think I did, because I remember telling everybody, if I'm not mistaken, that Pacquiao was going to whoop De La Hoya. Remember that? Went up, what do you go up 2 weight classes, fought De La Hoya. De La Hoya quits on a stool. A lot of people are just sleeping on Crawford. They don't understand what Crawford is. Yep, the good little man always loses to a good bigger man, right? Well, throughout boxing history, historically, for the most part, that's true. But like I said, Terence Crawford is more than good. He's great. He's never lost. He looked magnificent in his last fight. Ring rust, that's an idea. But in his last fight with Spence, he looked pretty damn good. I know he's 37, but Canelo is 35. I haven't really looked at the promotions for this fight, but something tells me that they don't talk about age much, because that would kind of like erode the hype. So you don't want to do that if you're Netflix, because you'll see that in boxing. You'll see a guy that's really up there in age fighting another guy, and they won't talk about it too much. But they're both, let's face it, they're both not really young anymore. But this should be an interesting fight. And if Crawford comes with his speed on point, and he could really, like with Pacquiao and De La Hoya, he could really just box circles around Canelo. Will it be easy? No, because Canelo, I told you, in his best. If you're here for the first time, by the way, my name's Rick. I've been predicting fights for years on this channel. I'm right a lot. Yeah, I've predicted a lot of so-called boxing experts over the years. But anyway, Canelo Alvarez is the bigger man, and you will be in a fantasy world if you think he's going to go in there and knock out Terence Crawford in 2 or 3 rounds. Are you kidding me? Terence Crawford wins most of his rounds if you watch his fights. He makes the adjustments. He makes adjustments that are just amazing. Why are they amazing? Because he always wins. He's a hard puzzle to solve. I think that Canelo Alvarez has his work cut out for him. He's going to have to make this a dogfight. If you're down with Canelo and you're in his corner, you want him to frustrate Crawford. You want to take Crawford out of his game. You want to tie him up. You want to hold him. You want to grab him. You want to wrestle him. Get away with much as possible. Dirty fighting tactics. Crawford is such a disciplined fighter, although at times it seemingly looks like he could lose his cool, because they like to talk about the mean streak in Crawford. Well, he's a fighter. What does that mean, mean streak? He's a boxer. He's in there fighting, you know? Come on. Like, I think Crawford is seasoned enough at this point at 37. He's won, what, 41 fights? Don't quote me on all this. I think that's how much. He's undefeated. He's a great fighter. Even, he's never lost. Canelo has got 60-something fights under his belt. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body. It's going to be a very difficult fight for Canelo, especially when I see in my mind, when I replay this fight over and over in my head, for him to win. He's got to knock Crawford out. It's not an easy task, because I think Crawford's going to win on points. Of course, I don't think Crawford, you never know. Boxing is really crazy, and it is the theater of the unexpected. Anything can happen, of course. That's what makes it exciting. But when you look at Crawford and you look at his skill set and you look at what he's done, you're probably going to look, because Canelo is a bigger man and he can take a lot of great punches, and no one really ever knocked him out as well. I would think I would be more likely to lean towards a Crawford victory on points. The judges are corrupt, allegedly, a lot, so I don't feel comfortable leaving it in the hands of these judges. But Crawford really has to go and do that, because for him to stand in front of Canelo, it would be a huge mistake unless Canelo is rocked and on the ropes and out of breath and out of gas, like De La Hoya with Pacquiao, and he's just about to give up, and just he's gonna just be in that shape. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Canelo has a great chin. He has great boxing ability, but he's not one of the all top pound for pound. When you comparatively put him like with Floyd, that's why I said on this channel, go back again, receipts are here if you want to call me out on anything. I told you it would be easy for Floyd. easy fight. He would make Canelo look really bad because I knew it wasn't a good fight for him, and I knew Floyd was much more talented. It's just reality. If you're a Canelo fan and you want to cry, go ahead. I don't care. Who cares? Be a man. It's a fight. It's fun. This is fun. Canelo got destroyed by Floyd. It's a different level of skills. Canelo is never going to be that great like that. Why Crawford is great like that? Because he's already proven it. He's undefeated. And that's why he can go up in weight. He can jump the weight classes and fight a Canelo and have it be this intriguing because he's that good. It's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be a fun fight. It's not that serious. If Crawford gets knocked out in the first round, I doubt that'll ever happen. It's not going to happen. I would be right here on the channel discussing it. This is fun. Sorry, let me take a sip. Stay with me. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen in this fight. So I think that Canelo Alvarez and his people, his camp, should be telling him behind the scenes. I don't know because I haven't watched much videos on this stuff, but they should be telling him, listen, make it a dog fight. Go for the body early. Keep on the body. Stay on the body. Break Crawford down. That's your chance. Take his legs away. He's 37. Use your size. Use your strength. Use the weight that you've been comfortable at all these years. Take him out and be dirty. Make it a dirty fight. Crawford can never sit on the ropes and relax. He cannot relax, and he cannot stand in front of Canelo over and over, I say it, and get greedy, because that's going to be very problematic for Crawford. Crawford has to use his boxing ability, and what he's so good at is adjusting. He's a southpaw. He fights lefty. He fights in the righty stance. He has all these gifts. He needs to use them. If he's having a problem and he comes out, I expect him to come out southpaw. Might not do it, but we'll see what happens. And if he's having success there, stay there. If he wants, you know, there's so much mental game going on in the ring there. It is the sweet science. Crawford has to be very smart, outthink Canelo, utilize a higher boxing IQ, and Canelo's really good. Let's face it, he's really good. You cannot discredit him. He's not. It's not like we're talking about Jake Paul. It's Canelo Alvarez. He's a really, really good fighter. He's at the top for a reason, but he has losses. In my book, he's lost 4 times, officially credited with 2 losses. He's tasted losses. He's tasted them before. Crawford doesn't know what it's like to lose, and that's important psychologically. This guy is he's an amazing ring general. He doesn't know what it's like to lose. He doesn't think he's going to lose. And for Canelo to make him feel that way, he's going to actually have to put Crawford in a position for the first time in his career where he's actually beating him, really beating him mentally. To get Crawford to wilt mentally is going to take such fortitude on Canelo's part. He's going to have to really push himself to really project everything he has with his skill, his talent, all his ability. It's got to be perfection. It's got to be for Canelo. There's so many things going on. There's so many variables. There's so many games going on in there. It's mental. It's physical. It's utilizing the ring. How big's the ring? A bigger ring favors Crawford, in my opinion. A smaller ring, of course, Canelo, the bigger guy. There's so many things going on in this ring. It's so complicated. But, like, again, when I look at the videos and I see what they've both done in their careers, I just keep seeing it. He keeps coming up. If I want to argue for Canelo, it's just making it a dirty fight. And that's his chance. That's his window. Just putting himself on on Crawford, literally hanging on him, leaning on him, banging him up, lifting him, making him frustrated. Crawford has to have everything go right, and he cannot make too many mistakes in his fight. I'm sure they're watching all the Canelo losses a lot, especially that Floyd fight. Yes, I know Crawford is not Floyd. I know that. But if you look at what Floyd did to Canelo, the defense, the uppercuts, the clean, crisp shots. Oh, I hear the argument. Crawford cannot hurt Canelo. You better believe he can, because Floyd's punches were definitely bothering Canelo. And if you land enough shots, the egg will crack, so to speak. Those shots will bother him. And honestly, what will bother Canelo the most is psychologically. If Canelo feels he's being defeated on points and he's feeling like, I'm being outboxed, because believe me, these two guys are very smart. They know when they're behind. There's no doubt about it. They know. They don't even need to hear it from the corners. Canelo or Crawford, they will know if they're losing on points. They will know they're behind. They will feel it. There's things going on in that ring that we will never know about when they come in contact with each other. The strength of the other fighter, the punches, the gamesmanship that's going on in there. There's so many things that are going on in there. But I think if Crawford follows what he's been doing his entire career, and he keeps it together, he's made all the adjustments. I always like to refer to that Gamboa fight because that's what I really truly saw, that Crawford was hurt by Gamboa late in that fight. Gamboa was an extremely talented Cuban fighter. Extremely. I say talented, talent wasted. He could have been one of the best. For the reasons why he didn't accomplish what he should have, that's a whole nother story for another video. But he hurt Crawford. Crawford made the adjustments, not in minutes, in seconds, like that, on the fly. This man is something else. I'm telling you, Crawford is something else. I've seen it. I've seen enough proof. And until I see Canelo actually doing it, breaking him down, and making him doubt himself, like what Spence did to Crawford, what Crawford did to Spence on the second knockdown, where you physically see in his face, and you can see physically the body language of Errol Spence being defeated. Like, okay, you got this. I just want to stay in this fight to get to the 12th without being knocked out. You could physically see that happening, and that was all done through the gifts and the talent and the skill level of Crawford. What he did, he applied the perfect fight on to Errol Spence, who is a magnificent fighter with power and everything. Of course, this is a higher weight. It's all about weight. Look, John Ruiz, Roy Jones Jr., there's fighters that have went up in weight, like I said, Pacquiao, De La Hoya, and they've done extremely well. So I think Vegas odds got this wrong. It's easy for me to sit here and tell you Canelo's going to win because he's the bigger guy, whereas I think most people would have that opinion, but I think this time they got it wrong. This guy could be wrong, of course. Who cares? Who cares what I have to say? I'm a nobody in the boxing world. I just paid my car insurance. I got a Geico alert. Anyway, this video is not sponsored, but I just think it's going to be a really good fight. I think this is really good for boxing, especially this day and age where you have so many streaming apps. You don't know where to find the fighters. I talk to people about boxing. They don't know who the hell Canelo Álvarez is. Some people, Canelo Álvarez or Crawford is. Whereas years ago, it was just ESPN for the most part, HBO and Showtime. You'd go up to someone and a name would transcend boxing, or, it would be, I think Canelo and or Crawford back in the 90s would be known by a hell of a lot more people. Now, much to my surprise, I even talked to more than one dude from Mexico. I had no idea. I was like, I heard of Canelo, but I never really watched him fight. I was like shocked. I was like, you don't watch him fight? No, it's not like boxing, not like it was back in the day. There's a lot of that, which is surprising, but not really surprising because I get lost. I'm like, who's this? There's so many apps. There's so many people. I don't even want to talk about this undercard yet. I might talk about it. Looks like hot garbage on a stick. Like I could predict all. I don't even know some of these people. Look at the records and I could just say, this guy's going to win. This guy's going to win. That's why boxing got weak and boring. When I look at a fight, like the other day, I think it was ESPN, one of these things, I looked at the card and I said, this guy's won. I just looked at the records. This guy's going to win. This guy's going to win. I tune in. That guy, everybody who I thought won the fight without even me looking at any videos, just based on the records. That sucks. Who wants to see that? It's like wrestling back in the day. Remember, a wrestler would fight a cheap guy and then they would do the pay-per-view. That's how boxing is like that. I'm looking at these fighters. It's so easy to predict. I'm like this. That's why I'm so happy about my predictions where I won Showtime prizes, because the fighters weren't as well known. It's very hard to pick them. You had to analyze their records and they weren't really established yet. So you could see who was going to win, where the trend was going, and I really picked off records and the little tape I got. I was like, wow, I got all these fights right, 14 plus, 15 plus right in a row, because I really did like analysis on their records and stuff like this. But it's like, boxing's like, how fun is it when you already know who's going to win before the fight, like 80% of the time? All right, let's say 70, even 70% of the time, 75% of the time, I know who's going to win. Why is this fun? So this one is actually an attractive fight. If you're going to buy pay-per-view, you don't need to. You get Netflix. It's so much cheaper. It's not like $85 for the fight, $70, and you get Netflix as the whole entire package. It would be the time to get it. It's a really good buy as far as that goes. If you don't have Netflix, I think this is it. This is going to be fun. So I'm going Crawford, of course, on points. I think it's going to be one hell of a fight. It's going to be really intriguing to see what he does when he faces adversity, because he's going to face it. You cannot discredit Canelo Álvarez. That would be moronic. He's a really good fighter, and he's going to pose a lot of problems too. But I think Crawford is a hard puzzle to solve. He's never been solved, and I think he wins this fight going away on points, and we'll see what happens. I'm out. See you in the next one.